Hey all, and welcome back to HFC's coverage of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. Wow, it's been over a year or so, just under. It's been a long time, but regardless, we are finally down to the last 2 cups of this thing. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm starting from here in particular, just to show off that we actually have a bunch of new characters here. Obviously, Birdo was added last time, but Peter Piranha's back, we've got Wiggler, Kamek, Peachette for some reason, but in this particular one, well, we had Peachette, we've also got Pauline, Funky Kong making his glorious debut,
oh yeah,
and Diddy Kong with his retractable teeth. God save us all. I'm going to stick with Old Faithful, if you don't mind, but I think I'm going to give him a different outfit just to celebrate the occasion here.
God, the fucking Birdo one, Jesus.
Not going to be that, I don't think. What about this? Yeah, it's blooper time, baby. That's not bad, but again, I prefer Old Faithful, so there we go.
That really is not the most dignified helmet out there, I gotta say.
Well, you know what, Flame? None of us are the most dignified helmets, but we make do, so.
True.
We got the last 2 cups here, the Acorn Cup and the Spiny Cup. Very exciting, good selection of tracks here. Let's kick things off with Rome Avanti.
We get to race around in Rome, we get to go near the Colosseums, we have Polnareff watching over us from me looking out the window. It's all good.
Oh god, I'm just reminded of when I showed Helldragon a clip of one of the Lupins. I forget which one it was, but I edited a JPEG of Polnareff and put it really tiny into the clip. And I just showed it to him normally. I was like, it's just a really nice clip. And then I said, watch it again, but pay attention to the Colosseum. And he fucking died. It was so funny.
Oh, God. Oh, we got to see the back of that helmet staring at us with its eyes wide open.
Dude, this is amazing. Why didn't I pick this one before? Oh, wait, because I don't think it existed until now. But regardless, we got a bunch of goodies. Nintendo actually deigned to give us something cool for this final pack, and there's a bunch of other functions as well, like there's a music player. Now you can add people via individual codes to rooms in online multiplayer, so you don't have to do that thing where sometimes they might get in, sometimes they might not. Make nice private rooms, it's all good.
Yeah, you don't get strangers with slightly offensive Mii costumes showing up in your rooms anymore. It's not the Wii anymore.
This is a nice track so far, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's really pretty. It's got the sort of colour scheme similar to the Athens one we had last time, but also being set at night and having the more built-up areas gives it its own unique flavour, I feel.
Am I really lapping Bowser of all characters?
Seems like he's just going easy on you. I'm sure he's trying his best.
Don't show this track to my mum, by the way. She is a big Italia-phile.
Oh, bless.
It's always Italia this, late Garda that. It's like, alright.
I like pizza too.
Yeah, so. I'm cultured, don't you know? No! No!
Man, if only there was a big red arrow pointing this way.
There was, but I focused on the wrong one. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm glad we're closing out our Mario Kart coverage just as we started.
Yeah, just as incompetent and faily as ever. Oh boy, oh boy. Jesus Christ.
A Rome staple, the giant chain jumps.
I've heard a few things. Never seen them personally.
God, that circuit area you just went around there, that shows off just how, even though they've got lower quality textures than the base game, the lighting really does a lot of work. Like, even on the road here, like, look at that golden reflection on the floor, it's beautiful.
Fuck you!
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, well, that had my heart in my throat, but hey, you know, no retakes here, only dreams, baby. Let's do it.
no retakes until we get like 6th on the final course.
Oh man, could you imagine? The salt would be legendary.
It's fine, I've done my time with these tracks, and there's one that we'll get to in the Spiny Cup that will probably throw us off, but we'll save that till then.
DK Mountain, my beloved. So much fond memories, so many fond memories even, of going up and then coming all the way back down, barreling fast as heck.
I always remember this for the couple of really sharp turns once you've been blown up to the top of the mountain. But the good thing here is that we have a control scheme that lets you take advantage of those sharp turns rather than just go flying off the edge.
Hey, Double Dash's weighty controls felt great when you were doing it right.
Okay. I know I've already lost this argument with you, so I won't waste the next 10 minutes of video arguing about it.
Finally, after 10 years, he's learning.
Hey, we've only been covering this game for 9 years. Let's not exaggerate here.
Funny.
A lot of the random kids you run into online are younger than the game itself. How's that feel?
It makes me want to pause the game, but you know, I'm in the middle of something here.
Yeah, you can't throw this race. You're in first.
What, was that always a thing?
No, I'm pretty sure that's new.
Okay.
I think there might have been a couple of static ridges on it in the original, if it's the one I'm thinking of, but no, they're really giving you a lot more jumping opportunities here.
Why are you so angry, Mountain? Is it because DK and his entire clan doesn't pay rent?
Maybe, like, he doesn't take bananas as currency, so what was he expecting, though?
Yeah, true. I might actually be tearing up a little bit. The memories of Double Dash are coming back.
It is definitely one of the best tracks from Double Dash, to be fair.
Rip to Wario Coliseum, but I guess DK is different.
Well, they've got to hold on to some for, like, the throwback tracks in 9, haven't they?
Yeah, I guess so.
You're welcome to use that as a cope that you didn't get in.
We'll discuss a little bit about what we want from 9 while we're doing our tier stuff, I guess, but, you know, expect a lot of, well, this was in that racing game, I want it in this racing game.
A lot of mine comes down to more of this, please, so I don't know how interesting that's going to be from me, but we'll see. I've got this bad feeling that I'm seeing you in first on lap 3, that I know something blue and shelly will make itself known soon.
Well, I've already been shelled once, so can it happen twice?
There's nothing stopping it happening twice, although on that subject they have patched how some of the items work in this final wave, because not only do the items respawn a bit quicker, but they've also, after a long time, taken steps to sort of nerf the bagging technique that some people used to abuse online.
Oh,
so now it can tell if you're reversed into a item box and it won't give you the good items, because what people used to do is they would intentionally hang around at the back, then try to farm items. Can't do that anymore, thankfully.
Nice. Good old Daisy Circuit.
We go from a really strong track from Double Dash into a really strong track from the Wii game. And this one I also remember for having some really fun turns.
Well, you know, not too bad with my drifting skills, so let's go. Shout outs to Princess Orange, whoever that is.
Now, will it give you a mushroom to get the shortcut on the first try? No, it didn't. That's a shame.
Alas. I know exactly which one you're talking about. It was through that standee over there.
It was, yeah. If you boost through that, you get a nice jump, and given you have the hang glider in this version, you can just fly quite a long way over the track.
That's what you fucking get.
Yeah, he was waiting to do the same thing to you, so it's all ethically in the clear.
Not sure if I'd say that, but whatever floats your boat, float.
Nothing about Mario Kart is ethically in the clear, let's be real.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I've got a mushroom here, so let's try and take that shortcut.
Yeah, go for it.
Nope. We got the corner.
That one is kind of deceptive because it looks like it wants you to weave in and then do a second turn, but the most efficient way of getting around there is to do one big drift. These are lessons I've learned after many, many years, I hope you realise.
Now, you've played all these tracks already, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've gone out of my way to get the 3 stars on both cups. The first one I got on my first try. It's the second one where there's some trickier stuff going on.
Oh, of course, yeah. They would save the harder tracks for the final call.
The difficulty up to this point with the booster pass has been kind of all over the place, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like there were some of the ones that had hard tracks in the earlier waves, but then the previous wave was like the really easy ones that we beat in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Not much else to say really, it's just a kind of comfy track.
It is just a sort of soak it in one, even down to the music. It's not like the most remarkable music, but it complements the track really well.
Nice, the rare purple sparks.
The other place I got it in this wave was one turn in the Rome area, but I can't remember exactly which one it was.
Oh, my rival, Pete Piranha, has dropped down, so even if he gets the full 10 points, I'm not sure he can beat me now.
At the same time, we do kind of want those gold stars.
True, true. Also, you get more than 10 for first place, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's 15, yeah, because it's 60 overall for a perfect, isn't it?
You know what I'm like with numbers. Ooh, the new track of the whole thing, Piranha Plant Cove. Interesting one to end on.
I'm in two minds about this one. On one hand, it's a really cool, very detailed track. There's a lot of little, subtle water features going on that I think look really nice and just add to the experience. But on the other hand, I have severe hydrophobia.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
So, you can kind of see why I might be torn on this one.
Get out of here, Bazza. It's all me, baby. Feels a little bit like that one track in Mario Kart 7 right now.
A little bit, yeah, especially when you come up from the water like that section just there. I get a little bit of that and a little bit of Jolly Roger Bay.
Now no one can attack me. Ah.
Until you get lightning, that is.
Oh, alas.
Sometimes I just have to put the fear of God back in you.
Giant eels underwater and you are trapped.
Go on, mash the button to get back up before he gets you. You know that one section too well.
I was trying to put the fear of God in flame, but it didn't work. Can't see shit. Okay, we're good.
Go and get it. Nice!
Do you know how often I get to do that? The answer is not very.
Was that like your second time?
Yeah, maybe.
It's one of the things that, it's so rare, but it feels so good when you actually pull it off, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. Ooh, that's a bit of travelling through ruins here.
The thing about having so many tracks at this point is that, every trope has been done now. So this is the point where they start combining the tropes, and it just adds that extra... a lot of extra possible combinations, like the water ruins is kind of an iconic one that they've got to get in, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. You didn't have the mushroom though.
Alas. If you don't know, you never try.
Or something to that effect, yeah. Not taking any of the geezers up.
Nope.
That's fine, I can understand not wanting to gamble you first here.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, here's the eels. Right on schedule. Come on, I'm so close.
No, please show up, lightning.
Oh yeah, baby! Wonderful. That was a pretty strong cup, I would say, and ending with a nice little original track with some very interesting side routes.
one that I definitely feel like I'm gonna get more from playing through it again, because it looked like there was more stuff to soak in. Pun unintended.
Thank you. This is why I don't pay you the big bucks. 3 stars, baby! He thought he was my rival. He wasn't.
He was for all of like 3 minutes.
There we go, through the short door.
Can we please pick a different helmet for the next one?
Sure.
Thank you.
Very, very nice.
I like that we're so far into the game, yet you're still unlocking new stuff. I've been getting that as well when I've been playing through it, and it shows you just how much like they were intending you to get out of this game.
Although in the next game, I would like full carts being unlockable again.
I could go either way, because I sort of get the appeal of like just feeding you more and more different little pieces, because it means that they can give you unlocks more often, and that gives you the good brain feelings. Okay, yeah, we'll take it. I know that's meant to be the castle, but you look like a flower pot.
Yeah, well, just call me Bill and Ben, because I'm a flower pot man, plural. Alright, time for the last one, folks. This is for all the cards, the eggs, the Spinies, whatever the fucking term is. We're going to start things off with Madrid Drive.
You see that line up there, you see a rainbow road. The rainbow road is not the most terrifying part of this cup.
Oh boy. Alright. I'm seeing some familiar assets so far.
Yeah, I was also seeing the Toads sitting with just a rope protecting them from the racetrack, and I don't think that's necessarily safe.
No, not at all. Well, there's no rope here at all.
We know there's an invisible wall, but they don't know that.
Yeah, they're too busy having... I don't know, what do they drink in Madrid? Coffee?
I don't know, I don't have this particular stereotype to mind.
Fair enough. See ya! So how do you feel the Mario Kart Tour tracks have been implemented into 8 Deluxe mode?
Well, on the whole, I think it's an interesting idea having the real-life locations here, and the fact that the art style they went with sort of makes them like accurately resemble the places they're trying to pull off, while still not feeling out of place in, you know, the colourful, bright Mario world, which is kind of interesting to pull off. Like, they work mostly as individual tracks.
Yeah.
The thing that I think now we've got all of them out hurts is that there's now a lot of city areas. If you're running into them back to back online, then I could see them starting to blur together a bit. Like, especially the ones that are all like either the outside at daytime ones and the outside at nighttime ones. It's like you've got those two flavours. And I think my favourite ones are the ones that have slightly different settings, like the Athens one and the Rome one.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that have enough of a vibe that they're not just another, like, built-up modern city.
Mm-hmm. This is pretty nice, though.
It is, yeah. Like, there were some other ones as well that sort of added their own flavour, like the Singapore one I remember being really cool as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Actually, I think we put the Bangkok one in S tier.
Yeah, Bangkok was a really good one as well, because that had like the water sections that you could jump over as well.
I'm already fighting for my life here.
You better be. You need to hold on to as many points as you can early on. Didn't want those items anyway.
Oh Jesus, I forgot about the football.
I guess if they weren't going to put this in the London one, like, this is the next best place to put the football, isn't it?
Yeah, oh Jesus. The worst possible time, but it don't matter. Look how far ahead I was.
Yeah, like, you could have crashed a couple of times around there and you'd have still been fine.
Mm-hmm. I got my eye on you, Yoshi. Really? Sorry, I'm past the goalpost now. You cannot affect me with your pitiful blue shells.
That's not actively trying to cost you the race, that's just an act of rebellion.
Really? Pitiful, pathetic rebellion.
Just stop oil.
Indeed. Ah, a 3DS track.
I had a bit of an experience with this one.
Not your favourite, would you say?
You will recognise the exact point I'm complaining about when you get to it, but in case you're worried that maybe some things got lost in translation here, you may be comforted to know that they accurately brought back the camera issues from the 3DS version.
Oh.
As you go around here, the camera moves above you like this.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's hard to tell which way is forward, especially on the first lap here. And especially if you get inked, because that was another unpleasant experience I had there.
Yeah, I understand. It's just been so long since I've played 7 that I honestly wasn't sure what you were referring to.
This was a problem on the 3DS and it's just the same here. Like, eventually you learn to just, like, do that hard drift around and just throw care to the wind. But as soon as you start thinking about what you're doing, you're fucked again.
Right. It's an absolutely gorgeous stage though, especially with the glow up it's got here.
Being an ice level, I have a soft spot for ice levels in general, but this is definitely one of the prettier ones, I feel like. I like that it's an ice level without the explicit Christmas reference like Perry Mountain had, so I can just enjoy it without having to give all my caveats, you know.
Yeah, without having to be a bitch about it for once.
Yeah, but I have to be a bitch about this, you know I don't like Christmas.
Alright, Mr. Grinch.
I excused you making the wrong drift there the first lap, but you know where you're going now.
Hoo-hee-ha.
You know, it'd be much easier to see if you didn't have that plump on your head.
I know. It's not covered at the front, I don't know what you're worried about.
But with all these jumps you're doing, in reality that probably would slip round.
I guess.
Third lap and you haven't had the unfortunate ink spill here, so you had much better luck with it than I did.
God, yeah. No, I totally see what you mean though. Would be most unfortunate.
But I feel like it's also one of the things of when you've got that kind of track design, I'm not sure exactly where you could put the camera that would make it better. You'd really have to pull it out a lot. And given there's not really any other spots in the game where that's a concern, I can see how it slipped through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
But the one saving grace for me on a personal level is that section with the ice, like, going round like that, it does remind me of one of the tracks from Drift 2.
Ooh.
So I can turn a blind eye to some of the problems.
You weren't kidding, mate. If there was going to be any one track where we'd have trouble, I guess it's going to be that one.
Thankfully, the next course is much, much simpler. I hope the next Switch has an SSD.
Would be nice. I mean, these load times aren't bad, but they could always be better.
It is one of the things that when the system first came out, when the game first came out, it wasn't really something I thought about. But we've also had enough time playing games on the Series X and the PS5 now that when you go back to the Switch, it stands out.
Difference is pretty noticeable. Speaking of noticeable differences, holy shit, this was a Super Mario Kart track. Look what they've done to it.
Yes, they've really gone above and beyond here, which I'm so glad about. For a late stage Bowser Castle level, it was kind of a ballsy pick going for a SNES one, but they've made it work. Like, even just like the music going batshit insane right now. They've got the same sort of guitar tone that they used in the on-disc one. You know, like, this is Bowser's Castle as you truly imagined it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm digging this.
I don't think we've seen the GameCube Bowser's Castle come back in a while. So maybe that's one that will show up in Mario Kart 9's retro courses.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not entirely sure how many courses are actually left to make retro courses with.
I'll say it's mostly Tour that's my blind spot, and I imagine that given the way that game works, there probably are quite a few that they could borrow from if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I suppose at least it's been long enough that they could get away with reusing the ones that were like retro courses on the DS or 3DS games, because it will still be a novelty to see them in HD, but you know, this Booster Pass has kind of bled through a lot of the pics as well.
Jesus, man, what is with the AI in this cup?
They want you fucking dead. He's just flaunting that rickshaw, isn't he?
He is. Oh.
Made the jump just in time.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, oh.
At least the AI there had thought up strategic banana placement to fuck you over.
Yeah. Whew. I was fighting for my life there.
Yeah, but it's a fun fucking track, isn't it?
Wow, Toadette, what is your damage? Alright, let's bring it on home, I guess.
You know what's left, and it was kind of one of the two obvious picks, wasn't it? It was either going to be this or the Double Dash one.
But no love for the DS one?
I can't remember how the DS one looked, so that's why it didn't stand out to me.
Fair enough. Alright, let's bring it on home. This has been the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass.
So, what I quite like about the Wii one is that, I would say out of all of the Rainbow Roads, it's one of the easier ones, but it's also one of the biggest spectacle ones.
Yeah.
So, for like a sign-off to this like 9-year journey on this game, it's a really fucking good pick. And again, my hope for not having the GameCube one will be that it will be in 9. I am hoping that we'll see it there.
We're gonna have Warriors Coliseum, we're gonna have Bowser's Castle, stuff like that.
One last little mention for Uncle Walter, God bless him.
Shout outs to Kitchen Sink Free for his ludicrous mashup with this particular track, by the way.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
It's classic, mate, it's classic. God, I forget how old I would be, or would have been when this came out originally, Mario Kart Wii, playing through this track, but whatever that age was, I'm back there right now.
I would have been a very young child, Thomas. Just gotta rub it in.
A spermazoa, I would think.
I do remember, like, although I'd played Double Dash as my first game, and I'd also went back and played 64 by that point, I think. Wii was the game where I first, like, really got into Mario Kart, and it just settled in as one of them franchises that I know I'm following for life. So it does have a soft spot, like, in my heart for that.
Sure.
And do the sick jump. There we go, just as I remember it.
Balls.
Also just as I remember it. Might want to hold on to that for a little while, because again, final cup, final course, final lap. You know they're just waiting for it, aren't they?
Oh, Toadette is salivating right now.
Yeah, she's got like a little camera just watching over for like the most annoying place to stay off. There you go. 2-in-1 video, Jesus.
That was mine. Filthy fucking ghost.
At least we finally get to replay this without the STD cloud too.
Oh my god.
See the item pop up. It just reminded me.
I had forgotten all that nonsense until now, thanks Flo.
You know, the one thing they're going to want to bring back in 9.
I'd rather they did.
Same.
You know, herpes can keep coming back, but with proper, medication and whatnot, you can keep it down.
What a fucking topic to end our coverage on.
Yeah, suck it, bitch.
At least you're still 1.
Enjoy 3rd place. I was off by 3 points. 3. You cursed me with your words on that track, but alas, still won most of them, so who cares, really? I do, immensely.
Yeah, that's fine, but can you wait until we finish recording before you cry, please?
No promises. Here's me on my trip to Madrid, wondering what they drink. Still in Madrid.
It's fine, you can put the album away now, Grandad. We know all about your holiday.
Oh, look at that. A stain on my legacy.
It's Rosalina's Ice World. It's kind of a picture of a track sometimes.
2. Fine. Now, I do believe there is going to be credits here. They've added, new credits in. So, I'm going to take those. I'm going to put them after the tier list. So, when it cuts, you'll see us back on Tier Maker. Alright folks, we're done with the driving portion of this here coverage. Now it's time for some delicious ranking. As you can see, we have all the previous cups tiered and ready to go right here. All the base game tracks are down here, and at the bottom are the final 2 cups. So let's start with Rome Avanti. I've got to say, before we put it in any particular tier here, it left a good first impression.
Yeah, I would say, for me personally, I would put it on about the same level as Athens Dash, so in the A tier. Whether it's better or worse, I couldn't tell you. I feel like that would be... maybe ahead of it a little bit. How do you feel?
I feel like there was a little bit more going on, so you know what? It's going to be just ahead of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's about the fairest spot, because they're the 2 that stand out to me as at very unique kind of city levels. So, they've both got their own flavour to them.
DK Mountain from Double Dash, you can probably guess that I'm going to rank this highly, but I want to hear your reasoning first.
Definitely one of my favourites from Double Dash. I would say probably above Cooper Cape, below Singapore Speedway.
Oh, that high. I mean, I like this, but let's see. It's better than Paris Promenade, better than that. I'm sure.
Definitely one of the big ones from that era, and maybe that is influencing me a bit, but it's still a bloody good track.
It is at that. Alright, we have Daisy Circuit here. We have 2 A's so far. I'm thinking more of a B for this one, because it's super competent, it's lovingly rendered here, it's got a nice little ditty to go with it, a shortcut or 2, but other than that, it doesn't really excel in any particular area.
I would put it as a high B. I think, for me personally, just above Merry Mountain.
Ooh, okay, let's see. I'm not sure if I like it more or less than Daisy Cruiser. I do enjoy it more than London Loop, so why don't I meet you in the middle and just put it there?
Yeah, that seems fair.
The last one of the Acorn Cup, the new track, Piranha Plant Cove. I was pleasantly surprised by this one and the way it shifts from lap to lap.
Say either a high B or a low A. It's a very strong showing.
Yeah.
Not sure whether I would say it's one of the best of the original tracks, but it's, like I say, it's a very strong showing and it's got some good ideas going on.
Well, we can do the old-fashioned thing of Does it beat it? Does it beat Paris Promenade?
Yes.
Los Angeles?
Yes.
Peach Gardens?
Just about, yeah, maybe just between that and Moonview.
Yeah, that seems pretty good, actually. Alright, that was the Acorn Cup. Now for the final one, the Spiny Cup. I liked Madrid Drive quite a bit. What I did not actually bring up during the race, because I was like so involved with the driving portion of it, funnily enough, was the big open area with the wiggler. Reminded me of that one super tight turn in Spagonia Day, Rooftop Run Day in Unleashed 360.
You kind of have a point, yeah. This one, I feel like it's a strong offering in its own right, but I feel like the daytime Modern City level fatigue's kind of hitting in a bit.
A little bit.
I would say I prefer London Loop, but it's probably not much lower than that.
About there, would you say?
Yeah, that seems fair.
There we go. We like to be quick and concise here at HFC. We only take 9 months to do stuff sometimes. Alright, 3DS, Rosalina's Ice World. I can tell you it's not getting an A.
No, I'd say probably a lower B. Because it's that one turn that I think hurts it.
Yeah, I would put it just behind Snowland, personally.
Yeah, that seems fair, actually. Because, it's Choco Mountain even, it's not the most memorable track, all things considered, whereas this one at least has a nicer aesthetic going on.
Yeah, for sure. Snowland is just a better track to race on, overall, in my opinion. The penultimate track, Bowser's Castle 3. I like this one a lot. It's a pretty simple track overall. It's got a few alternate paths you can take, but just the glow up is insane. It kind of makes me want to put it in S tier.
Yeah, low S, I would say, just behind Bangkok. It's got that Bowser hype to it. It carries it a long way.
It does. And the last one, Wii Rainbow Road. Like you said, it's simple. It would have been either this or GameCube. I'm kind of happy the Wii one got in, even though I miss my Double Dash brethrens. Where are we going to put it, Flame?
I don't think it beats Coconut Mall, but I would say maybe the step behind that.
So just there.
So like I was saying as we were racing through it, it's very much a spectacle track, and I feel like that kind of design philosophy works really well with Mario Kart.
So yeah, there we go. We have ranked all 6 waves, 48 tracks, 22.99 British pounds worth of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass tracks. Look at that shit. It's basically double the game. It is insane.
Yeah, and when you bear in mind that Deluxe already had more tracks on it than the base game to start with, it's just such a huge package you're getting now if you jump in on this game. So, yeah, I hope we see this level of support with the next game. I'm not sure whether that's a realistic ask, given that they've used up the tour ones now, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, after this, just like you and me, let's go through the tracks that they haven't done. Just make our own cups, I guess.
We can see what's left, yeah, dig through them.
Indeed. Before we go, what is your wish list for Mario Kart 9? You can keep it short and sweet.
Well, I think what we have here now with 8 Deluxe in its final offering is fantastic. So I think 9 doesn't really need to go much further in terms of bringing in new gimmicks or anything, but as long as the control carries over and I just want more tracks. That's really where I'm going with it. It's I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just such a fantastic game. There's a reason why we've been coming back to it time and time again over the 9 years that it's been supported. And so, yeah, more of this, please.
I would like them to lean more into mission mode, adventure mode. You don't have to have it as deep as Crash Team Racing or Diddy Kong Racing, but I would like a little bit of, open exploration where we can, find hidden paths, collect goodies and whatnot. I feel like that's the only thing Mario Kart has left to dabble in. Otherwise, it's just going to keep its arcadey style basically forever, which is perfectly fine. I'm not going to be disappointed if there's no adventure mode and whatnot in the next game, but I feel at this point, we're 9 Mario Karts in, you have to differentiate it a little bit, and it is kind of weird for like a company like Nintendo to not jump on something like that when they have other franchises which they basically say, no, we can't make a new one without some kind of controller gimmick.
Yeah, that is basically the thing that we do have to contend with when asking for new things from Nintendo. I feel like 9 could go either way, really. Like, they could decide to, like, bring in something completely different and do their Nintendo charm where it either works or it doesn't. Or they could just build upon what's here. And honestly, like, this is my it'll probably never happen, but it's my one big wish. I would like the next system to be backward compatible, and I wouldn't be that bothered if instead of 9 we got more support for this. But I also know that it's Nintendo, and that's a big ask.
I disagree. I think it's time to move on at this point. It's been almost a decade, and you know, the support has been fantastic. I don't think anyone expected we were going to get, like, more DLC after the first batch, which I still remember as being one of the greatest Nintendo-themed days of my days back then. But, yeah, I'm kind of waffling now, so all that's left is to say thank you to Flame for putting up with me driving like a tit during these things. I very much appreciate your company and support, mate.
I always like covering Mario Kart, so I'm down for this, and when 9 comes out, I'm sure we'll do something for that as well.
Indeed. Thank you to Digi for making those fancy little cup opener things that you see at the start of each video, and thanks to all of you, and you, for tuning in to our coverage of the Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass. We'll see you again whenever Nintendo decides to take this bloody thing offline. The closing days of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and perhaps the opening days of Mario Kart 9. I've been EdTom64.
And I've been the Flameclaw.
And we'll see you next time for another HFC project. Bye bye.
I'm using tilt controls.
Yeah, I guess you are.